Uncle Mark here. Welcome to the channel. Working on a Chrysler Sebring or Chrysler 200. This should cover the 2007 to 2014 models. You're having trouble with the interior fan. In this case, it's probably not working at all. If you have it just running in high and it won't slow down at all, just runs high or off, this can be a different situation. I'll try and put a link up here when I do a video on that. Back to this problem. So it's not working at all. Is probably your issue here. Is it the switch? Is it the motor? Or is it some kind of connection? We're going to take a look and see how easy it is to get at the motor, to test for power going to the motor, and also test to see if the motor itself works. So you'll notice I had the glove box off because I'm doing something else in it too. You don't have to take that off. With this felt piece here that kind of hides everything. I don't know what you want to call it. It's not really a tray or whatever, but it's got a couple little clips there. So it looks like just two in the front. Yeah. There's one on this side, as I was pointing out. Get you set up here. It's hard to see, but there's one right here. I'm trying to feel it because I can't see what I'm doing. The camera's in the way. There you go. Now I can kind of grab her off of here. I'll try and put one of these tools. This is a door panel clip remover down in the description. Now this one is a little tougher, and this plastic tab that it's into wanted to kind of bend. I was worried it might break it off. So I'd suggest you be very careful. In fact, I tried a couple times. It's like, yeah, I don't want to bust it off, because once you bust it, that's it. So I'm going to get something to pry against. Here, we'll show you how this whole tab's bending first. See, it's like, and then I thought, could I push that tab out from the bottom or clip? It's like, nope. So you'll see what I did here. Better safe than sorry. So use the screwdriver as something to, there you go, popped her out. Then it's just tucked behind there. There's one last clip though. It's a different kind of clip. It's by your feet. Down there. That white thing. It almost looks like it would turn on like a nut, but it's not. It just snaps onto there. And then you should be able to just pull this insulating panel off. It just tucks in behind your console. If we look under here, here's the motor. Now we'll want to unplug the connector. Should be fairly easy. It's got a little tab there. Push that, and that unlocks it, and then should be able to pull it. But I don't want to really pull it with the wires. Hate to pull them out or something. I tried holding the connector with my other hand. It's like it is just tight enough, and I can't grab it good enough. It's kind of hurting my fingers. So I thought, I got a better idea. At least I think it's better. A pair of pliers. These are slip pliers, so I can make them a little wider. I'm going to grab onto the connector and be gentle with it. I'm going to push the tab in, the locking tab, rock the connector back and forth. And there it came out, and I don't know why it was so hard to get out, because it's not melted or nothing, and it's just two wires. So maybe let's test it if the fan wasn't running at all. See if it is the fan. So I've just got one of these multimeters. I'm going to set it to 20 volts DC. I'm just going to try and plug it into here. It's kind of tough to do. Now the engine's not running, but the key is in the run position, not the accessory position. That way your fan will work. So you see 0, right? No. So if you turn up the fan switch, I've got it on high, I think. you'll see different voltages, high, medium, low, and they're very close. Like that was 11.8, and then I think the next one, the lower one, was 11.79. Very slight, but enough that whatever's controlling it seems to be able to run it. So we know basically there's power here, right? So if there's power there, there's either something wrong. Well, there's got to be something wrong with the motor, because the connector obviously has power added too. Does that make sense? So let's pull the motor out. As we mentioned, there's these 3 screws or bolts. Try to move that out of the way for you. I know it's just a camera thing anyway. I'll try and speed this process up a little bit. But anyway, there's just the 3 of them, and then it's going to want to fall down on you. This is what they look like. Either a flat screwdriver or a T20 torque bit, or, as I found out too, you could use a socket. It looks like it's an 8mm socket. So you got a couple different ways you can go at this. I'm going to use the T20 screwdriver. It's a torque bit screwdriver. So as we mentioned there, I got that 1 screw out. We'll take this other screw out very quickly. And get them out. Not a whole lot of room in here, but not bad. And then this 3rd one, and you're going to have to kind of hold the motor up as you take it out. At least that's what I had to do, and there it falls down. There you go. There's the motor. We can test the motor too. And I was trying to think, how can you test it if you don't have something to hook it up to? Thought if you had a piece of wire or something, there's just 2 connectors. I've got one with a little alligator clip, but you might be able to come up with something on your own. And I thought a 9-volt battery should run this a little bit. So that's my plan. I'm just going to use the battery and short out that 1 terminal against my screwdriver, against that other terminal on the motor. Easier said than done. So the motor works. So if you found, this one was a bad, this is from something else. I think this was from a caravan I did. You see the motor works. So you've got a way to test the motor. You've got a way also to test if there's power to the motor, depending on what your issue is, right? If the motor works but there's no power going, so you know you've got another way to do it, or look at. This has got this little breather tube that goes, where is it? Right there on that side. It only goes in one way. So we'll just put it back in. It's fairly simple, straightforward. Put your screws back in. Now all I got to do is just hook up the connector. It only goes in one way. Make sure it clicks. Make sure it's tight. And I think I'm done there. Then you can put your panel back in. So I found out the easiest way was just to kind of sneak it into around the console. That little spare piece lines up with, that's for your trying to get heat on your feet. That white clip in the back will go first where the feet are. Then try and align it properly. And I left the clips in there. Those, they just go back in there, and it looks like I am done. So hopefully that's something you can try. I figured, how can we power the blower motor with something you might have kicking around? I figured, well, most people have a 9-volt battery. It's not going to make it run very fast, but to my amazement too, it did run a little bit. So the motor I showed you there actually had a squeaking problem. When it ran fast, it was pretty loud. If you like the video, give me the thumbs up, please. You can subscribe down in the corner, as always. If you like this video and own one of those cars, which probably is why you watched it, playlist right up here. Yep, right there. On this car, and we're going to be doing a whole bunch more videos on it. You take care. Appreciate you spending some time with me on this. Hope it helped. Till next time, you and your family stay safe. Bye-bye from Uncle Mark. Please subscribe, and you'll get all the notifications. It's easy. The little dog will show you how. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Oh, come on. Sounds pretty easy, wasn't it? You know, I think I did this already. Sure I did.